said they deleted Twitter the past couple days. It's just kind of been a lot of negativity on there.
I don't know. I know it was good for Josh, so maybe it'll be good for them. It wasn't my suggestion, but tell you what, it worked Josh into an NBA player.
Is this you think alarming to some of those, or maybe just jarring to some of those
No,
guys?
they know.
The flip
They
side
know.
of the fans?
They know. And I don't think it's all of our fans. You have a few. Our fans cheered this team coming off. I'm not sure I would have cheered them. But our fans cheered him walking off the court. So I think it was a personal decision. Let's get down to work. I keep telling you, we have a long way to go. Individual players have to fall in love with that gym. They haven't yet. So do they have to keep falling until they realize that it's because you have Kentucky on your chest? It makes them play harder. It doesn't give you any kind of edge.
Archie said yesterday was a very tough competitive practice, probably as tough practice he's had since he's been here. Is by your standards, was it a tough practice?
Yeah. Yeah, we changed up stuff. You know, I'm a big guy. I worry about injuries. You know, I mean, injuries can become career-ending injuries. So I'm not one to, yeah. But this team needs it. So it's not their fault. At the end of the day, it's my fault. And so yesterday was good. This is just like Josh Harrelson. Josh needed to be on that treadmill. And you have coaches do those 4-hour practices, early morning workouts, and I just think you beat kids down by doing that. But some kids need it. And this team, Alex, and really all of them, you got to understand nothing's given to you, earn it. But you got to fall in love with the gym. Even when we're not in practice, you love wanting to go over there. But we've had other guys. Last year, they were in the gym all the time. This year, they haven't been in there one day. Well, it's kind of showing. So hopefully they'll change.
Now, can you notice if there's something mechanical wrong with Kyle's shot right now? Is it a confidence issue?
No, he's fine. He just missed a bunch of shots. Shooting's not easy. Not an easy skill, and you're not going to make every shot.
You mentioned falling off the work. I don't know how long you've been in there, but it looked like before you guys even started practice, Kyle was out there soaked through his shirt and then been
good.
Up a bunch of shots.
It's a good sign. We need some other guys to do it. We have some others that, I'm okay. That's a scary one. So we'll see.
How you had guys last year, you had a guy like Michael who would get guys in there if they weren't. Do you have a guy like that now?
I don't know yet. I think they're all trying to find their way. So I'm not sure, you have some guys that they cannot lead. They've negated that ability. You have other guys that maybe don't think they're playing well enough to lead. And you've had other guys that probably don't want to work that hard to lead. So you got a little of the combination, but it's eventually someone will step up. They're going to get what's happened to us. I got one call from a friend, your teams always have a sense of urgency. This team doesn't. Like it's just okay to go out here and play basketball. There's no desperation, sense of urgency, toughness, diving. And you know what? We're going to have to do it in practice. If they're not playing that way, I'm going to tell you, I got a great group of kids. I really do. They're young and they're not as skilled as you'd like them to be, but they're nice. They're going to do what we ask them to do. I think it was last year I told you that I hope I'm asking them to do the right things. Well, obviously, from where this team has gone to the practices before Maryland and Duke, where I went back and said, let's work on situations. Situations don't matter down 15, 12. They don't matter. And so we needed to just keep focusing on cementing the habits of how hard you have to play and playing through comfort levels and all those kind of things. And that's not them, that's me. And like I told you, I'm still learning about the team and what it needs for me, what we've got to instill in it. And it's going to be time. I told Coach Hall, this was about 2 weeks ago, I said, it may be February before we figure this out.
What do you mean when you say some guys have negated the ability to lead?
Well, if you're not pushing hard, you're not working at it. What are you going to tell somebody? You're come on, let's go. What? You go. I'm not going to hear that.
When you're not seeing some of that effort, or when you have a game like the other night where everybody seems to be missing, do you think about giving John Hood or Paulson, more of a look in a game like that?
Well, you're trying to play to win, and you're going to go with the guys that you feel most comfortable with. But, 1 for 9. 1 for 11, 2 for 9, 3 for 14. You hope it doesn't all happen at one time, but it did. There were other signs that we were playing more aggressive, but the guys, Alex and some of the other, that were stopping, the biggest play of the game was Nerlens blocked the shot. We're down 3. It's going to be our game, and you just see it on the tape. Alex's guy blows him out of the way because he's not prepared. He's standing straight up and down, grabs the rebound, and 1. Ball game. What? That's how you're going to lose a game? You're going to let him get the ball instead of you get the ball? Well, that ball, my teams historically always get that ball. It's not every once in a while. It's not this team right now does not. So we're trying to do stuff in practice to really hold them accountable and doing some things that are just the practices are rougher, plus they're being held accountable. You don't do what you're supposed to, bang, we're on the line. So those are the kind of things we're trying to do. But this is going to be a process. This is not – I'm comfortable with what I have to do. I'm not rattled in any way. I'm not, oh, my God, we lost a couple games. This is not football. We're not out of the national title hunt. We're not out of anything. All we have to do is get right. But I'm just going to tell you, I don't have a magic wand. I've said it before. It's not like, well, all his teams get better. All my teams get better because they fall in love with that gym. And then they have a will to win and they have a competitive spirit. We help them develop it, but that's what they are. Now they go. I mean, we'll have to develop it within this team. But I'll tell you again, good guys. I like my team. Don't like losing, but I like learning. And so we're going to continue to learn about our team.
Archie and Alex both mentioned they had a team meeting. Everybody kind of came together yesterday. Did you hear what happened at that meeting?
It's first I heard of it.
Do you like the fact that your guys are getting together after two losses?
Wish they got together after the first loss.
Dal, is the alarm from the fans a good thing?
What alarm?
Urgent, well, your players are
What?
turning their tweeter off.
Maybe well, they're tweeters. They're a little tweeter. I don't know. Didn't bother my tweeter. I don't know.
But does that help in any way that, it's not business as usual?
No, I don't. Listen, our fans, we got the greatest fans. And I told our fans, if you want to be angry at somebody, be angry at me. If you want to Twitter something or whatever we want to call it to me, do it. If you want to hit my Facebook and say I'm the worst coach in the world, do it. But let these kids grow. They're young kids. And most of our fans, well, you'll have some angry guys. Maybe someone he didn't cover the line. Or you never know why guys go crazy. So our fans are great. I mean, if I were a player, I'd want to be here playing in front of these kind of fans who care and it matters. And like I said, they cheered him coming off the court. I'm looking around like, what? You're cheering that effort. And again, when I watched the tape, we fought at times more than we did against Notre Dame, and we just made no shots, and then we got tentative. I mean, and then guys, now no one wanted to make the play, and Archie's putting his head down, trying to drive through 4 or 5 guys, and he did it occasionally, but we, you can't, for me, worry about all the outside stuff, and I tell them don't worry. It's about our team. Coach our team, get better. Last question.
What did you see from Ryan, and what do you expect from him the next couple games?
He's got to help us win. I mean, he's got to play winning basketball. He's got to play for his teammates. He did some good stuff. He did some shot selection at bad times. It just crunched us. But, he played like a bunch of the guys played. So I went small lineup yesterday for the two practices, and Jared was the point guard with the small lineup. And don't know if I'll start the small lineup tomorrow. I don't think I will, but I might. And then we'll sub from there. So, I want Jared to fight and hold the spot. That's, don't you, and he's going to spend extra time. I know he'll be in this gym working, and, I've played with all kind of different point guards. I mean, everybody acts like, well, he's always had the, well, I've had the point guard not be my best player a lot. And the game's a little different, but